Hi, you guys. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's Jamie, aka Jamanush, and in previous episode we're discussing about the visa and how to get your visa and about the visa interviews. And today's episode is going to be continuing from where we stopped, and it's about the visa questions. And just to rewind back to what we're talking about, it was about the questions that you're going to get asked in the embassy, and we saw the first three categories, which were like, why are you choosing the US? Why this university? Why this major? And today we're going to continue from the category four, which is about your sponsor and your financial questions. And to be honest, the money questions is like, it makes you very nervous. For me, she asked me like three times just to confirm. And here, students are either shy to talk about their financial things or just too bold. And we don't want you to be like that. Just be genuine, because whatever you filled on your dress 160 is going to be the question she's going to ask you, and she's going to look at the form to confirm. So do or like tell what you wrote on the DS 160. So the questions you might be asked is like, who's paying for your education? Why is your mother or whoever is paying sponsoring you? Why does your sponsor? What does your sponsor do for work? This really matters if it's not your parents or like a very close relative, meaning like your sibling or something. They're gonna ask if that family member have another family, which is their own family. So it's gonna be like a little bit tricky, because if it's not your immediate family, meaning your mom, your dad, or your sibling, if it's your aunt or uncle, it's gonna be a little bit tough, because they're gonna ask about their family and they're gonna say, oh, how are they gonna sponsor you while having these kids and while covering like all those things with their own family. So it's a bit tricky, but you gotta find a way to make the officer believe that this person is gonna be able to cover your education and is very well, they're working, they have like multiple source of income and all those things. And another thing is, if it's a company who's sponsoring you, for example, especially for masters or PhD students, if it's your company that's sponsoring your education, you're gonna be asked, what's the name of the company? When was it established? When was it? All those things. Okay, so when was it established matters, because like it should be like a solid company that's like, it should not be a startup. They're gonna fund your education. So how much does your sponsor earn per month or per year? Like they might ask these questions, especially if it's again, if it's a relative that is not like your immediate family, they would ask those questions. And they would ask you to show the bank statement that you have on hand. It might be like your company, might be your parents, it might be your, not immediate relative but close relative. And another question is like, how will you cover 2 years of your study, 4 years of your study, whatever years of study that your study is gonna take? So your strong answer is gonna be, put it like this: my father or sponsor or my mother or whoever is paying is sponsoring my education. They work their job title, and then, or if it's the company, they do this kind of work. And if it's a person, add the company's name, which was established in this year, and their monthly income is this, and this is the bank statement that's gonna show you this. So um detailed explanation about not immediate family might get you rejected, because first thing is, that person is not, your direct family. What if, something happens between your guys' family and that person stops paying for your education? There's a lot of things. So don't go deep. Just say, they raised me like a parent. They have been funding my education for like the last 5, 6 years. Okay. So category five, future plans and ties to home. So this is the hurt of it. So just be sincere and be honest about it. And also, like, I know usually you want to go and continue your education and finish your education there. And okay, category 5, it's your future plan and ties to home. So this is the big one. To be honest, they're gonna ask you, are you going to come back? Are you going, after you finish your education, are you going to go back to your home country? And the F visa, which is the F1 visa, which the students get, is it's non-immigrant visa, meaning you're not staying there forever. It's just for some amount of time until you finish your education, and you're saying to the US government that you're going to come back and you're going to study and come back to your country and pursue your career back at your home country. And the questions that you might be asked are like, what are your plans after graduation? And this question, usually it's not direct to that person or to anyone. They're just going to ask you a question that's going to be very vague, but also like it tests you. Like they're going to say, do you have, how can you prove you'll come back? Or do you have any family in the US? That one I was asked. That was the one I got asked. And you might think, oh yeah, I do. Or, like it's just like, it's not this question, but it means that if you have family there, you're going to get comfortable, you're going to be there. So nope, you're going to get denied. So just be aware with what you answer, and it should be similar to what you wrote on your DS 160. And another question they might ask you, like that's related to this, is why should I give you this visa? Why do you think you deserve it? There's like a million people out there wanting to get this visa and to pursue their education. And then you ask, but why from all those people do you think you deserve it? Or what would you do if I reject you right now? And be resilient. Show them that you're resilient. And I feel like that's the one thing they want to know, if you're capable of learning and going there by yourself, studying for a couple of years by yourself at a country you have never been in, if you have never traveled. And those things really, really do matter, because they show who you are as a person. So just say, I'll try again. This is my dream. This is something I'll never give up on. Even if you reject me, like not like in a way that's like prideful, but just you're resilient, you're persistent, and that gets them. Trust me, that gets them, because that's what they want to hear. And don't be overconfident too. I feel like showing them your passion is, or should be, the point of you talking in the whole interview, and sharing your emotions with them so that they can understand. But don't be prideful. Don't be very like overly confident, even with your dressing. Just be humble, be sincere with the officer. And that's what I would say. And after, like, your, like the clearest or like the best uh answer I would say for this specific question is like, after I complete my degree, I plan to return to home, plan to work on this specific sector and like grow this field in my country. Show them that your family, or most of the family that you are or you want, are here. Show them that home matters to you, like, but you want to pursue that career of yours. So that's what I would say. um like the last question I told you, what if you get rejected, I said the good answer is like, I will take the feedback, work on what I need to be, or what needs to be improved, and then my plan to study in the US is serious, and I'm committed to it, and I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. And I think that's the best answer you should answer, in my opinion, because I feel like it's not as prideful or as overconfident, but also it's not as, oh, I would be devastated. No, just be like persistent, okay? And another thing is a bonus question that I prepared for master's students. If any of you guys are pursuing masters in the US, or also like a PhD, these are the questions they might ask you. They're gonna ask you what your master's program is and how is it related to your undergraduate degree. why did you take, or how many years did you take between your undergrad and you pursuing your master's? Why did you take them those years? What is your undergraduate GPA? Which university did you finish your undergrad in? When are you like, if you're a master's student, they're gonna ask you, are you planning to continue your PhD in the US? And that answer should be no, because you're only allowed to continue your master's, and you should do what you know what you promised to do. So you should say, no, I'm pursuing my master's and I'm gonna come back and work. And if I ever want to, they're gonna ask you, oh, you don't want to like pursue your PhD. You're gonna say, I want to work for some years before I get to pursue my master's. So red flags you should avoid. The first one is inconsistent answers. Be consistent. What you said on the DS 160 should be the same thing that you're gonna say in the interview. Don't be like, oh, I did this like on the DS 160 and then change your answer, because then they're gonna look at that file and they're gonna be like, you're lying. So don't answer vaguely or memorize it. Just don't be like, you looking at that person and just trying to remember, or just like looking out down on the floor or some things just to try to remember. So just have specific points that you want to mention, and mention them in a way that you actually hold a conversation with a normal person. Saying you want to work in the US permanently, that should not be the goal. You're going there with F1 visa, not H1 or any other visa. So you should say, my main goal is to learn and to educate myself. So you should continue to make that person believe that you're doing that and show them you're trustworthy. Not knowing basic facts about your school or major. Just don't go there, just be like, I want to do this. No, you have to know deep. Why did you choose that college? Why did you choose this major? There's thousands of majors, especially in the US, or thousands of universities. Why specifically this? Another thing is contradicting your documents. In, like, if you're a master's student, they're gonna ask you your undergraduate degree papers, and you're just gonna lie out there in front of the officer. That's No, don't do that. It might also affect your perspective, like, in the future. Meaning, if you get a second interview, you're just gonna be like, whoa, this person lied. So the other interviewer also gonna know that. Weak or unclear financial explanations should be avoided. Don't look nervous or evasive, and yeah, all those things should be avoided, and try to avoid them. And I hope this video really, really helped. And these are all the 5 categories, and the questions, and the right answers, and the things to say in front of that person. And I put everything in this 2 episodes in a free document, and you're gonna find it on my profile. And I hope that helped, and I hope you get your visa. See you in the next video.